Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a positive and productive day so far. My name is Kel with the Planner Isle and today we're unboxing the June Planning and Stationery Sub Box from Cloth and Paper. I'm super excited about this box. This month's theme is anniversary and the June boxes historically are when they start sending sample inserts with the layouts for next year. It's a really good way to test them out before you purchase so you can be confident in your 2024 selection. As always, don't forget to leave me a comment below with any questions or any other videos that you would like to see. Without further ado, let's hop in. So opening this, we have the What's Inside card with details on items in the box. Then we have a pop-up calendar for August. And lastly, there's this really nice journaling card. It's solid black and says women who wear black lead colorful lives in an embossed print. I know I mentioned this in my last video, but Cloth and Paper has been creating a lot of embossed print designs lately, which I absolutely love. Black is my favorite color and it adds a nice texture and dimension to your planners or notebooks and really gives a minimal simplistic pop that Cloth and Paper is known for. I have a million journaling cards, but I will definitely include this in the rotation. Next, we have 12 of these clear index tabs, one for each month. These are really versatile. Each one has a little checklist that you can use to check off completed tasks, track paydays, or other planning routines. The thing I love about these is the reusableness. I think that's a word. It's probably not a word, but you can use wet erase markers to jot down your lists and then use alcohol or a non-abrasive ink remover and reuse them. These also work great with oil-based pens and pen markers as well. Just make sure that you don't use any harsh chemicals so you don't wipe off the lines. Another thing I like about these is that they don't use adhesive, so you can move them around and repurpose them as many times as you like. I plan to use these in my acrylic file box. This is a slim file box from Russell and Hazel. I use this to house receipts and other important documents. I also keep cheat sheets and codes for work in here as well. So I've been using these little paper metallic tabs to mark sections. I think I purchased these from Walmart several years back. I don't hate these, but I really like the look and durability of the clear tabs, and they match my aesthetic a lot better. So next we have the You Deserve Luxury dashboard. This is a really pretty white dashboard with raised UV lettering on the front and the back. I'm such a fan of double-sided dashboards, especially when you leave your planner open. I'll probably add this to the rotation in the front of my planner, layered under a vellum dashboard. Another option for dashboards in general that you may not use in your planner is cutting them down and making them a journaling card. That way you can use them as bookmarks or little thank you or gratitude cards. So next we have this left-bound message notepad. There are 75 sheets included, and this is the CP Petite mini size, which is 4 inches by 6 inches. You can use this on your desk or in your car or bag as a place to take quick notes. I'm planning to give this to my mom for her kitchen. She has a cute little recipe box, so I figured she can use this as a recipe log to write down her meal prep and throw her favorite recipes in the box for quick reference. This pairs really well with the CP Petite covers if you want to keep it secured. CP Petite is a Cloth and Paper exclusive size. However, you can find other covers to fit it or have one custom made. Just make sure that you triple check the dimensions. So the last item we have before I do a flip through of the inserts is the catch-all tray. This is super cute and minimal. It is a light resin, so it pairs really well with the sticky note holder that came in a previous sub box. You can use this for all types of things: paper clips, jewelry, rubber bands, change, stick pins. I plan to use this as a snack holder. I keep chocolate in my office for quick pick-me-ups throughout the day, and this little tray is the perfect size for M&Ms or peanuts. Really comes in handy when I'm on Teams or Zoom calls. It's easy to grab a couple and throw in my mouth without looking so obvious on camera. A quick note, if you do decide to use food, is because it is resin, try not to use anything that will melt or stain the surface, and it's always a good idea to rinse it with mild soap and water before you add snacks to it and give it a quick rinse after as well. Of course, you can always leave it empty and just to add a little bit of simplicity and elegance to your space. Okay, so now let's move into the refresh dated inserts that they've included this month. So this year they gave us 3 different styles to preview, one for July, August, and September. For July, we have horizontal weekly inserts. I'm going to pop the current style on the screen here so you can see the changes. So first we have our cover page. The new design has a different quote for each month, repeated down both columns. This quote is by John Wooden. It says, "Success is peace of mind, which is a direct result of self-satisfaction and knowing you make the effort to become the best of which you are capable." And on the back is just a blank line notes area. The next two pages are your monthly spread. So first you have a section to list your goals for the month, important dates, which was formerly intentions, upcoming bills, and then a column on the right where you can check off your monthly to-dos or tasks that have been completed. You can also use this column as a little progress tracker against your goals. So for example, if you use this to log your health or fitness progress and your goal is to exercise 15 days out of the month, you can write exercise here and then list the total number of days. Because of the limited space, this is a really good place to use dot markers or color code the goals you met for the month. Just make sure you don't press down too hard so you don't get any bleed through. If you don't like or don't use the pre-populated sections here, you can always use some thin washi or stickers to cover up the categories and customize this spread however you like. So turning the page over, you have your month on two-page spread. This is probably the biggest change this year. I know a lot of people didn't like the smaller calendar. It just didn't have as much space to write, especially if you were using it as your main scheduling spread. So cloth and paper went back to the classic layout with the full calendar and then the line section on the right. Huge shout out to the cloth and paper team. This just goes to show they do listen to their customers. I personally liked the smaller calendar, but then again, I was using it as a bill planning spread, not as my main calendar. So flipping this over, you get into the next big change, which is separable months and weeklies. Currently, you can separate the months, but your weeks are printed on the back of your monthly spread, meaning if you want to house your monthlies separate from your weeklies, you are out of luck. The refresh layout has a blank notes page on the back of their monthlies, which now gives you complete flexibility to use these inserts however you wish. If you have multiple planners, you can use weeklies in one and monthlies in another without having to purchase from different shops. I like to reuse the cover pages as dashboards in my project planner. I'm also planning to eliminate the covers after each month is complete and use them as a monthly overview checkoff list in my main planner. So moving on to the weekly section, you have a blank section here for any notes, and then you move into your main spread. I am a lover of horizontal layouts. I've probably tried every layout known to man, and I just love the writing space horizontal spreads gives you. It feels a bit more natural for me. I tend to write things out in sentence form rather than list form, and this layout really gives me the structure I need. I don't see too many changes here, just a small update at the bottom with the mini calendar. Looks like they removed the highlighted week. I also noticed that they moved the holiday around, so instead of it being at the bottom, they moved it to the top corner of the blank box and made it a lot tinier. My preference is that they remove the holidays altogether from the weekly layouts, especially since they have them on the monthly spread already, but it is really easy to write over since the print is a really faint gray. So everything else pretty much stayed the same. Each day has a blank box and grid area for meetings or appointments. And then at the bottom right, you have some blank sections that you can use to check off your to-dos, add memos or notes, and highlight any priorities for the week. The weeklies I'm using now are somewhat similar to these. If you are interested in how I use my spread, make sure to check out my 2023 planner setup video. I go into a lot more detail on my setup and how I leverage horizontal space to keep me on track during my day. So moving on to the second set of inserts, for August we have the vertical weekly layout. These are structured the same as the previous insert, so I'm not going to go into the changes here too much. Again, you just have a cover page with a quote. This one is by Anais Nin. I hope I pronounced that correctly. You have your calendar spread and then your weekly pages. So here the mini calendar is at the top and directly below is a checklist, and then you have a box for each date. The thing I love about their vertical layout is the simplicity of it. I like that it has one section at the top to list your priorities and to-dos, and then it goes straight into your schedule. One thing I do want to note is the day progression. As you can see, the weekly flow is horizontal, not vertical, which makes a huge difference depending on your planning style and how you visualize your schedule chronologically. So, for example, I personally like a vertical flow. As I plan, my eyes naturally scroll down and then over. So with this being Monday, my brain sees this is Tuesday, this is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If I was to switch to this particular layout, I would have to retrain my brain to read across pages, which isn't an easy thing to do. This will, of course, come down to personal preference. Some people like vertical flows, some like horizontal, but just a little tip to pay close attention to before you purchase your weeklies. So moving to our last refresh layout, we have these weekly schedule inserts for September. This cover page has a quote by Summer Sanders, and then flipping to the weekly spread, you have this very structured academic style layout. This can serve a number of purposes, but I think the style is really beneficial for those who have defined schedules or very meeting heavy roles. You have a checklist column here with the mini calendar at the bottom, and then you have your days across the top with a section for your task or notes directly below. And then the bottom half is an hourly time block from 5 a.m. through midnight. Students in particular can really benefit from this layout style. You can list your class schedules in the time blocks below, and then your assignment due dates or priorities in the checklist section or the notes section above. You can also use this as a task or project planner. If you're a teacher or counselor or something and you want to plan out tasks for your teams, you can use this as a sort of running log or pre-planned worksheet and check off the things that worked or areas that you need to revisit. That's one of the things I really like about these minimal inserts. You can always repurpose them in a variety of ways, even if it's nowhere near what they were originally intended for. And that wraps up everything in the June Soapbox. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did and you want to see more unboxing videos and planning and organizational content, please hit the like button and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram for more planner tips and inspo. Until next time, have a wonderful rest of your day.